Good morning and welcome to our daily devotional from Pilgrim Congregational Church. I'm Patrick Horn. Very glad to have you with us on this Wednesday, February the 8th, 2023. And we're studying this week the last 6 verses of Moses' farewell speech to the Israelites before his own passing and before they cross the Jordan into the land of Canaan. And that's Deuteronomy 30, verses 15 through 20. And I'm going to read verses 17 and 18 this morning and offer a couple of reflections in this rousing speech from Moses to encourage the people to follow the commandments and ordinances of God. And I'll offer a couple of reflections and then close us with prayer. So this is Deuteronomy 30, 16 and 17. If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God, that I am commanding you today, by loving the Lord your God, walking in his ways, and observing his commandments, decrees, and ordinances, then you shall live and become numerous, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land that you are entering to possess. But if your heart turns away, and you do not hear, but are led astray to bow down to other gods and serve them, I declare to you today that you shall perish. You shall not live long in the land that you are crossing the Jordan to enter and to possess. So, of course, these verses raise the question of the relationship between following God, following the commandments, living righteously, and the benefits and blessings that one enjoys in one's life. And the first thing I would like to say is that there is a connection. There certainly is a connection between the way that we live, that is righteous living and unrighteous living, and these sorts of material blessings or substantive blessings of life and health and family. I do not believe that it is a sort of quid pro quo or mechanistic relationship. The relationship really has more to do with what it means to live in gratitude for the gifts of life, beautiful and wonderful gifts that we enjoy. The second point is that it's clear in looking at the history of the Israelites through the prophets, and then looking at the life and teachings of Jesus, that there is a development in what it means to be blessed by God. I think the development moves away from the connection between righteous living and good blessings. That moves away from that is material blessings, and it moves to the idea of being blessed as living this righteous life. That is, that living righteously, and by this I think the law and the prophets and Jesus are all very clear about what that means. That is, to be compassionate and to take care of those in need around you, and that to live this way is itself a blessing, that is the blessing, and that there's no distinction there. And in fact, that can't be taken away from you. That is life. That is the good life, in fact, is living this way in compassion toward those in need. I do think that there is this development in a theological development in the understanding of the text and how the prophets begin to talk about blessings, and then how Jesus is very clear about what a blessing is, that a blessing is when you love your neighbor. So I think it's very important to reflect on this idea of following God and receiving a blessing, that following God is the blessing. Let's close with this word of prayer from W.E. Orchard. O God, too near to be found, too simple to be conceived, too good to be believed, help us to trust, not in our knowledge of Thee, but in Thy knowledge of us, to be certain of Thee, not because we feel our thoughts of Thee are true, but because we know how far Thou dost transcend them. May we not be anxious to discern Thy will, but content only with desire to do it. May we not strain our minds to understand Thy nature, but yield ourselves and live our lives only to express Thee. Show us how foolish it is to doubt Thee, since Thou Thyself dost set the questions which disturb us. Reveal our unbelief to be faith, fretting at its outworn form. Be gracious when we are tempted to cease from moral strife. Reveal what it is that struggles in us. Before we tire of mental search, enable us to see that it was not ourselves, but Thy call which stirred our souls. Turn us back from our voyages of thought to that which sent us forth. Teach us to trust not to cleverness or learning, but to that inward faith which can never be denied. Lead us out of confusion to simplicity. Call us back from wandering without to find Thee at home within. Amen. Thank you for joining me this morning from Pilgrim Congregational Church. I'm Patrick Horn, and I hope you have a very good day. Goodbye.